This is not another political correct channel, and that's exactly why I created it. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome to Each Way. Sweden is one of the most politically correct countries in the world, but somehow we are seeing racism grow, and we have been for quite some time. People are more afraid of speaking and asking the wrong questions, and they are curious to learn, and it's creating silence. And here's the confusing part now. I am not coming into this as a provocateur or an outsider. I have a bachelor degree in international social science, peace and development. I'm in my 4th year of gender studies. And I have spent years academically trained to analyze power, inequality, race, feminism, and social structures. And I have been politically engaged in my spare time. I am a mother of 2, I have a daughter and a son, and I've been a feminist in my values for as long as I can remember. And still, even with all of this, I have been terrified to speak honestly. Terrified of saying something wrong. Terrified of being misinterpreted. Terrified of being judged by the very community that I have worked in and studied for years. And if I, with all of this background, still feel scared, what does that say about the climate that we are living in? So what are the consequences of this? Well, when people who actually care about equality fall silent, the loudest voices becomes extremists, populists, trolls, and people who don't care about norms. Real conversations disappears. Democracy, empathy, and feminist progress also weaken. And on top of that, we have the problem that the right wing and the extremist spaces, they don't demand the same level of carefulness and nuance and correctness to belong. There are no complicated rules to follow there, and no fear of using the wrong word or pressure to be academically precise. Anyone can jump in loudly, confidently, and without accountability. Participation is easy, and loudness is often enough. Meanwhile, the people who do care about equality, justice, and complexity, we hold ourselves to such high standards that many of us end up silent, or even worse, going to the other side because the participation is easier. That imbalance is creating and shaping the entire conversation. But the problem is not that political correctness exists. The problem is how we use it, how we manage it, and how we see it. Because political correctness was meant to protect marginalized people and to create awareness and to challenge harmful norms, to make conversations safer, but has turned conversations smaller. But today there's a focus on policing language instead of understanding, and avoiding mistakes instead of learning, and punishing instead of educating. It's silencing instead of creating conversation and inviting people to the conversation. And that is because the conversation has shifted. We see political correctness is no longer a tool that deepens the conversation. It has become a filter that restricts it. It prevents the complexity, questions, disagreement, and ironically, it also prevents progress. Now, connecting it back to Sweden, the Swedish culture of consensus and politeness intensifies this as people avoid conflict at any cost. Immigrants becomes this untouchable topics. Criticism gets labeled as prejudice. I will take one example of this. We have had a lot of issues with women that have suffered honor-based violence and honor-based oppression. And this is a very good example because you don't have to criticize immigrants itself. The topic of immigrants itself doesn't have to be even the issue. Instead, we have to face something that is damaging and that is terrifying for women, and you can talk about that specific issue without having critics and being criticizing immigrants as a whole. We need to start being able to have two thoughts in the head at the same time. Because in this silence, racist grows in the shadows instead of being confronted in the daylight. Therefore, I am starting this channel because silence isn't protecting anyone. Curiosity shouldn't be a risk, and conversations shouldn't be restricted to the extremes. Due to my knowledge, my feminist academic background, my motherhood, as well as my personal story, my activism matters more than my fear. And I want to be part of a change. I want to be part of the conversation. I want to talk honestly about how the society is changing. And each wave will be a community where questions aren't threats, disagreement isn't dangerous, and curiosity is a strength. And feminists can grow and not freeze. And a place where mistakes are allowed because growth is expected. So join me and challenge me and think with me. Subscribe to this channel and let's create waves that actually moves us forward. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.